Welcome to Hey Gurl. I'm your host, Bill Janisse. Join me every week where I sit down with one of my amazing and talented friends who are experts in their field, and we have a little chat. All right, welcome to Hey Gurl Season 2. I'm your host, Bill Janisse, and this is my fabulous friend and recurring co-host, Amanda Mooberry. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
How are you? I'm good. Look, we're coming to you live from the Hey Gurl Penthouse in Las Vegas. Hey, girl. Aren't you loving it? I mean, I know it's a little extra, but I mean.
Look at the source.
Right, consider that. Yeah, read the room.
I mean,
literally.
I mean, it's my favorite color. You aside, it's my favorite color.
It is. Oh my God, I remember that. So Amanda, when we used to live together, it was pink everywhere. We had a pink Christmas tree, which I love. Do you still have it?
Absolutely.
Where do you put it?
In my house.
Well, no. I know that, but where? Like what room? I'm sure it's not your. It's your main tree. Oh, it's your main tree.
Yes, my husband approves. He does not care. And then I have a little itty bitty pink one that I put on my desk. But yeah, it's literally this color. It's gorgeous.
I love it. So where did you get it? We need one for next Christmas here.
It was called Treetopia, I think.
Okay.
I did it online. I think it's called Treetopia.
All right, girl.
I'll send you the link.
Well, how was your... So we are, obviously, it's our first episode of Season 2. So wait, let's just cheers really quick.
Cheers.
We got some champagne.
To 2021.
Yes, girl. All right. You know, it's always cocktail hour here at the Hey Gurl Penthouse. So wait, listen. We took a season break. Okay. Season 1 went great. So proud of it. Thank you for coming back for Season 2.
Well, you didn't scare me away yet.
So, but since we're already there, like, how were your holidays? Like, we talked, like, I deliberately took off. I deliberately gave you the holidays off, just so you're welcome. I mean, it's what we do. I mean,
they were great. They were hectic, obviously, because I work a full-time job and I have 4-year-old twins, as I'm sure everybody knows. But they were fun. It's just I never believed in Santa growing up, so. For me to recreate that magic for my kids is fun, so I take a lot of joy in that. And
why didn't you believe in Santa? I didn't know this about you.
I don't know.
Why are you so skeptical?
Well,
no.
The funny thing is, if I ask my mom, I'm like, "Did you just not tell me about Santa?" And she can't even give me a reason or excuse. So like, I don't know. I just know I never believed in Santa Claus. Yeah. So like, it's so important for me for my kids to believe, at least for the short amount of time. So I don't know. We just. Obviously the pandemic, you can't do all the things you normally did, but I would try to find some activities and, but it was fun. I mean, They have that, I don't know, you have like 6 years of magic with the kids. So I'm like squeezing that dry as much as I can.
Oh, I'm sure.
To get that magic. So how about you?
Girl. Well, we had a couple parties here in the Penthouse. I invited you to them, but you weren't available. Which is, I get it. It's totally fine. But we had a couple parties that turned into, like all-nighters. Parties, yeah. And it was well, I think we decided that we were going to make it a tradition to do like the holiday eves at the Penthouse, because everybody's kind of home for Christmas. Like people who live in Vegas, like friends of ours that are from here but have moved away for whatever reason, they're home because their families are still here. It felt kind of like it felt like, how you would come home when you were in college and you would come home for holidays and everybody was just home, And so everybody came over on Wednesday before Thanksgiving and we set up, I kind of put everyone to work. I had a little bit of ulterior motives, but when we set up the tree and we put up like garlands all up here and, did the whole, we went full out, right?
Yeah.
And then we, ate and drank and whatever. And then of course, girl. Like when I woke up the next morning.
Champagne bottles later.
Oh, at least. I mean, I think we went through. I mean, at least. Like it was something like, at least 2 bottles of vodka, a magnum of champagne, plus another 2 bottles of champagne, 2 or 3 bottles of wine, some beer. I saw some empty beer cans. I don't know where they came from. And then we had a good time. So then, and then the same thing on Christmas. Like we did the whole thing again, and then we started filming for our seasonal cocktail program, which I know you know about, and for those of you who don't know, you can check out our website at www.heygurlpodcast.com. We have wonderful cocktail tutorials on there from some of the industry's leading mixologists, so they're really exciting. So we did, instead of a holiday cocktail, we did a holiday cocktail. And our good friends at Herradura Tequila hooked us up with that and with a lot of swag and whatnot, so it's really exciting.
Yay!
So good time. So yeah. So it's just now it's time to get back to work.
Yeah.
You know, which actually feels a little weird. We're really ready
Let's
to-
work.
Let's work. I came to work. No, what's that? What song?
You better work.
Wait, no. We're on different pages. Wait, but you're the singer. You're the singer. You can do it. No,
I don't know. What
it's
is
that
it?
Sierra. I'm thinking it's Sierra.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, fuck. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying to watch my language. That's my.
No, no worries. Is that your New Year's resolution?
well-
Did you have a New Year's resolution? Let's just get that out of the way because everybody wants to know.
No,
I didn't either.
I don't.
I didn't either. I think
I
I'm
never-
perfect.
I
So,
think
no, I'm
New
kidding.
Year's resolutions are overrated because they never happen, and then you just end up feeling like disappointed in yourself. So it's always a goal I strive to cuss less because I've got a giant potty mouth and I'm supposed to be a mother, and well, I am a mother, but I'm supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
I'm supposed to be, I don't know, whatever. So it's always what I strive to, but like that could be July, and I'm still striving. And obviously, I fail most days of my life. But
No, you're great.
Did you? You said you didn't have a.
No, not really. I mean, I feel like, again, this isn't meant to sound obnoxious, but I mean, it's from the same kind of train of thought that I just think it's not really something that I put a lot of stock in because I feel like daily, the things that I know that I want to work on about myself is something I'm like thinking about daily. I'm not putting it off until January 1st.
I love
Not to sound like I'm so great, because I'm not. I'm actually failing at a lot of those things. But I'm saying I'm not only aware of it on January 1st. This is my point, you know.
That's me. I just feel like I'm trying to better myself. Once again, I fail often, but I'm trying to better myself on a regular basis. So, yes, it is a nice start for the beginning of the year because usually the holidays is just a disaster and all bets are off. But so it is a good reset for me. But I don't ever have anything like stress. So.
Okay, so let's talk about season 2. So
Okay,
obviously
right.
we've got some new programs starting, and we have, our team is growing, which is great. We have an amazing video producer, Savannah Sear, who's been with us now for, she came on board, I think in August, and we're doing great things with her, and she's, running the website, and she's running video content. We have merchandise.
So exciting.
We have 2 different Hey Gurl shirts, and we have Hey Gurl wine glasses that go along with our cocktail program. Which I think is really exciting because these cocktails are actually they're also like it's a way to have an elevated cocktail experience at home.
Absolutely.
And I
Everybody's
think
looking for that right now.
at this point, obviously I hate it, but we are still very much in the muck of COVID, and it's still safer to stay home.
Yeah.
I mean.
Everybody wants a good cocktail and unwind, so I love that you put that together for everybody.
Oh, thanks,
I'm
girl.
sure people will be drinking in your honor.
Well, and I actually went and made a whole new batch of wine glasses last night at a friend's house, and I was trying to do it myself, like as opposed to ordering it from a vendor.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out as well as I'd like, but they still turned out great, but they don't look as good as like the wine glasses we already have.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna sell those because they're very nice. But the ones that I got, and the only reason they still look very nice, but they're plastic. And I ordered the plastic because I just wanted it to be easier to ship. But I didn't realize until I got them in hand how thin of plastic they were, so I wouldn't feel comfortable like selling them. Like I feel like they're going to be giveaways, or they're going to be for the pool.
Okay, girl, well, I'm gonna need one of those because I'm telling you why. I love my plastic wine glasses because Rob and I take them when we do pictures on the block.
Okay, perfect.
With the twins at night. And
So
I
then maybe we
almost
should sell
decided
them.
to get rid of them. You totally should.
Okay.
And I tried to get rid of ours, and Rob had about a fit. He was like, "Oh no," he was like, "We need these."
Oh,
So-
they're in my car. Before you leave, I'll get you some. And they're the same size as the wine glasses we have, but they're plastic, so obviously they're good for the pool or for the walk.
Yeah,
They're not dishwasher safe though.
That's all right. I can wash one.
And they and they just say "Hey Gurl" on it, not "Hey Gurl with Bill Janisse," because once I was doing it myself, that was too much work to cut out the vinyl with the little the little Bill Janisse. It was no. So they just say "Hey Gurl" on it.
But I'm all about it. I think
Okay.
you should sell it because some people like me that need.
I figured they would be good for like I said, for when pool party season comes,
For
Yeah.
Hot tubs, pools.
Yeah.
Because you can't have glass. So.
Orgies, 4Gs, whatever.
Whatever works. Whatever you need.
So, but yes, and we've also, obviously we're filming right now. So this is the debut moment of filming, not just recording the show. We're actually, for audio, we're filming for YouTube, which is exciting. I'm a little,
So
it's a little out of my comfort zone, so I'm trying to bring it to you guys. I like to hide behind my microphone.
I love it because I'm so visual. Like when I love listening to podcasts, but if I can visually look at it and listen to it, I do better. So
Yeah.
I'm excited you're doing this.
Oh, good.
I'm just a visual person. So.
Well, thank you. All right, so listen, along the lines of trying to, come up with creative and innovative ideas to increase engagement and expand the audience in season 2, I did something that I'm still trying to figure out, but God help me, I joined TikTok. I mean, it's just, I made a Hey Gurl podcast account. You guys, I'm too old for this app. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, I mean, I can't believe we're finally there. Like, we're the generation that actually was introduced to social media. So I think maybe for a while we used to think, okay, yeah, like this is our thing. Like, this is our thing. We're the cool ones. And the fact, I mean, that was how naive of us to think that we would always be the cool ones. You know what I mean?
Well, if you feel any better, I downloaded TikTok at the very beginning of quarantine because I'm like, well, I'm going to need something to fill my days with and entertain these kids. And I'm cool. I can do a 5, 6, 7, 8 count. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to be so cool. And I do all these TikToks. I was on for about 10 minutes and I got so frustrated. I couldn't figure anything out.
Right.
I'm like, where are all these things? How are people doing these dances? And what button? And I was like, I literally deleted that. I can't.
Oh my God. Well,
I'm old.
Yeah, no, well, and that's something too. So here's the thing. It's funny. I will say my perception is starting to change a little bit about it because I'm kind of forcing myself to do it because I do think, not to get into too much of the logistics, but I do think that with TikTok also being one of the newer apps, there's a further reach.
Absolutely.
And I also know. Without getting too technical, I do know that Facebook and Instagram, obviously, which are owned by the same company, are constantly changing their algorithms, and it's getting increasingly more challenging to reach even your friends, and let alone somebody brand new, And I don't feel that TikTok has as many restrictions yet.
Yeah.
It'll get there, but it's not yet. So so for all those reasons, I'm trying to acclimate myself with it.
I love it. Powering through.
But again, so I remember I think I texted my best friend Peter. Peter.
Mm-hmm.
I was texting him and I was like, oh God, I joined TikTok, and he was laughing, and I was like, it is in my first reaction of it, I was like, it is a monumental waste of time. That was the old person in me going, this is such a waste of time. And then also, you're scrolling through and then you see people on there that are actually authentically talented, which is great. But then you see people on there that I don't know how they even walk and chew gum at the same time. Like you're just like, but then like why are you filming yourself doing that? Like, or whatever it is that they're filming. And obviously I'm being judgmental there, but it was just, I'm scrolling through and seeing this wide difference between people who actually people who were actually talented or funny or had something to some entertaining content, and then other people that are literally just turning the camera on and like swaying their hips back and forth with no rhythm, can't even catch the beat, by the way.
So did you film a dancing TikTok?
No, I haven't done one yet.
Okay, I'll be waiting for that.
Well, you're gonna do it with me.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't
push the start and stop button because clearly I don't know how to do that. But I'll work on my love video.
And then there's another category of people that, and I'm guilty of it too. I get it. Our society and just us as human beings, we are drawn to good-looking people. Like, we just are. Yep. But the problem is that they, like, well, I don't know if it's a problem, but maybe. The fact is, like, when you see, like really, really hot guys, like, with their shirt off on TikTok, that have no rhythm, but are dancing, but somehow they have, like, 5 million likes. And yeah, but I'm still watching, but I'm also looking at it going, they're not on the music, they don't have any rhythm. Yeah, but I hope that they know that. Like, I guess there's the part of me that makes me feel like, okay, great, yes, you have 2 million likes because you have a great body, not because you're talented. Can we keep that? Can we at least get that clear?
Please. I hope so.
Which makes me sound like a jerk, but and maybe I'm just jealous because I've wanted those abs forever and they never came. Even when I was performing full time, I had like a flat, tight, strong core, but I never got that defined, like ripped look. But the only other thing I want to talk about TikTok is that, so now this is actually really fascinating to me. And it's not just TikTok, but it's pretty much where we are in the world right now with social media. You know, when you think about it, I'm just going to reference my life as a gay man, you know. When you think about, I think about growing up in the Midwest when I was a kid and just being closeted because it was just not widespread socially acceptable. And you were also always wondering who else was gay. You didn't know. It was never okay to talk about. You didn't know who, you know, you didn't know which friends of yours could possibly be having the same thoughts as you either. Your only hope was like the JCPenney catalog when they went to the underwear section is that you could look at like good looking guys in their underwear. You know what I mean? Like now the fact that there is there are actual social media, internet platforms accessible to everybody that will, with their algorithm, actually connect you to other gay people your age. It's what a benefit for them.
Oh, absolutely.
But of course, and now I'm going to sound like an older person where I'm just like, but they don't appreciate it, you know what I mean? Because they don't know because it's all they've ever known.
That's exactly it. They don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
You grew up having those feelings and going through those emotions, and they didn't. Thank God.
Right. No, and that's what we've been working toward as a community.
But it's true. They don't have the same perspective, nor will they ever. And guess what? You don't have the same perspective as an 80-year-old gay man either.
Very true.
You know?
Like Conrad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, wait. Sorry. Oh God. Okay, here we go.
That must be the greatest thing you've ever said.
Okay. No, and you're right. And of course, that is what I think the community has always been striving for is to get to a place of more widespread acceptance and even ideally to a point where we're not even talking about acceptance anymore. That it is just the norm. We're not even talking about tolerance or acceptance. It is just what it is. Side note, which is one of the things that I have always loved about the show Schitt's Creek, is that they created that world where when the characters that were gay came out, it was never a discussion. It was just, this is who they are. And as gay people, we're so used to seeing, even if it's a love story or an uplifting story, we're so used to seeing it through a filter or a lens of struggle, which is what a lot of our generation went through, and before us even more. Like we're standing on the shoulders of the people before us. But the fact that this generation is finally getting the first glimpse of not knowing struggle. They're getting the first glimpse of this is okay, which is great. But maybe I'm a little bitter that I didn't get to do it. I didn't get to have all of that. I mean, no, I'm not bitter. But it was just something that occurred to me while I was scrolling through, because you would see so many people, like so many of these gay boys and girls and trans and everything and everybody of all walks of life, you know, being connected and they're building a community that it's okay, you know, and I'm seeing like boys like, you know, doing dances in like skirts, you know, and just to show more acceptance for anything, or just because maybe that's their personal style and they like it. If I got caught, I mean, I used to put my sisters' clothes on when I was a kid when they weren't home, but if they walked in on me while I was trying on her clothes, I would have been like, yeah, and also punished, like, very badly. You know what I mean? And the fact that they're putting this on the internet, the fact that they're so comfortable, which I love. Now, the sword cuts both ways, because I'm sure that there's some people that post things that you're like, girl, you should be posting that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like when you're a kid and you like you wrote on your Trapper Keeper, Bill loves Ryan, or whatever, you know, but you hope nobody would see it. These kids have no fear. Yeah. They're putting it out there. They're like, oh, I have a crush on blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, ooh, is that how we do it now? Yeah. Then I saw today, too, I saw this really cute kid. I say kid. He actually looked like he was probably like 22 or 23, but, you know, kid. And he used TikTok, and I know he's not the only one, but he used TikTok as his coming out moment. And he filmed a really great video, and he was dancing with a rainbow flag, and it was just so lovely. And it was a really kind of fantastical moment for me to look at and see how far we came. Yeah. But also, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, as much as I judge TikTok because I'm old and I can't quite get on board with it, that's the world that I want to raise my kids in.
100%.
So that brings me joy that there are kids out there that, you know, like you said, like Schitt's Creek, it's not you don't bring it up. There's nothing to talk about. It's just a fact. It is what it is. And that is what I want for my kids. So that makes my heart happy. Totally.
Now, again, but the sword cuts both ways. Like anything, then you see, but what's disappointing is that sometimes some of them use the platform to bully each other. And it's like, and that's when the older, more experienced part of my mind kicks in, where I want to say, don't you realize how lucky you are? You know what I mean? But, you know, it is what it is. And I'm sure the people before us would want to say the same thing to us.
Blessings and curses, I mean, it goes both ways for anything in life. So as long as there's more
I think there's more good than bad. I definitely do. And
All right, I'll be waiting for your 5, 6, 7, 8.
right. Don't worry, we'll do it. But you know, so it is all good. But so there's that, and then but I love it. So I'm still trying to get acclimated to TikTok. So you guys, if you want to follow us on TikTok, we're there and we're learning. And I'm sure it'll be either really good or really bad. But I'm sure you'll enjoy both. You know what I mean?
You will not be able to take your eyes off it. So
right.
Publicity's good, right?
I mean, yeah, and like I said, it'll either be a train wreck or amazing, and I think both will be entertaining.
Yeah,
so
that's what we do. Entertain.
That's what we do. Well, listen, thank you so much, obviously, for joining us for season 2. You'll be back, of course. A couple of last-minute things I want to mention. I don't know if you saw that we are featured in this month's issue of Las Vegas Entrepreneurs Magazine.
It's so
amazing. I'm excited. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank
you.
you.
Great accolade.
Oh, thank you. Well, no, you were a big part of it. And so if you guys haven't, go check it out, pick it up. We're listed as one of the top 25 podcasts of 2021 to watch. So cheers to that. Yeah. And just a reminder, you can watch. So we're on YouTube now. And obviously we're on TikTok. But we're also on Facebook and Instagram. The website is heygurlpodcast.com. Check it out for merchandise, cocktail recipes, or to listen to any of the episodes. Thanks, girl.
Yeah, thank you, girl.
All right, girl. We got a lot to come in season 2.
I know. I'm super excited.
Let's get it done. Hey girls, welcome back to the Hey Girl Penthouse. Obviously, we've kind of reset here for our next segment. I'm really thrilled and excited to be joined by a really wonderful friend and talent. This is Julian Luna. He is the Las Vegas account manager for Bacardi USA. Hey girl.
Hey girl.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't say hey girl without smiling. You just can't.
I agree. I could be in like the worst mood of the day and just stone cold face. I'm like, hey girl. I'm just like, oh, okay.
maybe we need to like somehow work on getting like a ringtone. Is this just some people going, girl, hey girl? I don't know. Maybe that might be a little too much. Yeah. I love it. Well, welcome back to the Hey Girl Penthouse. Thrilled to have you. So obviously, okay, you work for Bacardi USA. I know, obviously, from being in the industry, you know that also has more than just the Bacardi brand. Like, you handle full portfolio. So can you kind of just tell the audience a little bit more about some of your other brands and things that you work on?
Absolutely. It'd be my pleasure. So Bacardi is just the name. It's not only the name of one of the most regarded rums in the world, but it's also a family name. And under that family name lives a portfolio of so many amazing brands. The one that we featured here today was Grey Goose and our new Grey Goose Essences, which kind of go along with mindful drinking, no sugar, no carbs, low ABV, because health and wellness is at the forefront right now.
It's getting healthy on us, honey. Like, yes, I love it. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
Many of the other brands that we have here, extend to Saint Germain, Bombay, and its many brands, Martini, and Rossi with all their sparklings. Our new aperitivo is the bitter and Fiero, all the way over to Dewar's into our Scotch portfolio, Angel's Envy with our bourbon and rye. We have so many brands under this umbrella, but it's all done by a family-owned company that stems from Bacardi.
Nice, I love that. And how long have you been with the company?
I've been with Bacardi USA for 3 years now.
Nice. I love it. So you love it, obviously. It's your family.
It really is, and let me tell you, you're now part of what we like to call the La Grande Familia.
Oh.
Because what we tell everyone, and they really embrace this, and it's so heartwarming to me, Bacardi USA really is a family-owned company, and we resonates through everything that we do every single day. To give you like a little bit of a story, everyone still talks about the coronavirus today. We're still in it. We're still going through these really hard times. And one of the things that built up even higher respect and regards for this company than I already had before was when we were going through this, everyone was scared. Everyone's worrying if they're going to have a job. And, the family themselves was like, we're keeping every single employee. Not a single employee is losing their jobs. And this was from the start until now.
Oh, that's really refreshing to hear. Yeah. I love that.
So, it warms my heart getting to showcase these amazing brands, that many are all household names, that they really have family values behind them, and that's so important to me.
I love that. That's always good to hear. I mean, anytime in any company or corporation, it's always refreshing to hear that especially from an employee, because you wouldn't lie. You're really there, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's crazy in these times too, where, we're really starting to see during this pandemic, like, who really cares about people right now? And, Bacardi USA, it's the second largest spirits company in the world. Like, for them to still hold those values is something pretty special.
Absolutely. So today we're going to focus more on the Grey Goose brand and its line extensions, its new line extension, the Essence series here, correct?
Correct. You're actually one of the first people I'm getting to really talk to about this brand. And it's very new and very exciting.
I'm excited. You were kind enough to come in today and make a couple cocktails for us, part of our seasonal cocktail series. These are for Valentine's Day, correct?
Right.
Okay.
You can enjoy them anytime.
I mean, yeah, of course. But we got Valentine's Day coming up. So obviously we have a YouTube video tutorial of how to make the cocktails so you can make them at home. But why don't you tell us about them briefly here, just now?
Absolutely. So I made one cocktail to go with each of the expressions, and they were all simple enough for anybody to make at home. And I think that's one of the most important things that get lost in like the cocktail culture these days is, you go to bars and you get these really elaborate fancy cocktails, but how can you go to the store, buy a bottle, and then make it at home? You're now reliant on going to the bar. So I wanted to make a couple cocktails that anybody could make at home. So we started with the first of the essences, the strawberry and lemongrass Grey Goose Essence, fresh lemon juice, strawberry puree. Very simple. So you have a Grey Goose strawberry lemongrass lemonade, essentially.
Yeah.
The second, moving into our second innovation, the Grey Goose Essences watermelon and basil. I made a Moscow variant with.
It already sounds amazing. Like my mouth is already watering. You give me some watermelon and basil. It just sounds very fresh.
It is.
Yeah.
And simple sometimes are the best cocktails.
Yeah.
It allows all the flavors just to shine.
I love that, and I feel like I have to remind myself of that just in life because I'm always so extra.
Hey girl.
Hey girl. I mean, like we're not subtle over here.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes I have to remember that simple is also sometimes very appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably weird to bring it up, but like one of the busiest like fast food places is like In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
And it's because it's simple.
Because you're in and out. No. Right, exactly. Like they tell you up front. No.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Sorry, and what was the third one?
Third one is the third essence that we have is the Grey Goose Essences White Peach and Rosemary.
Nice.
So I made it just a simple with tonic paired with a little fresh sprig of rosemary. The effervescence really allows your palate to awaken to flavors. Fun little fact here is if you can't smell, you can't actually taste. So
Oh yeah.
Your nose receptors are equally as important to your palate. So just adding a.
So there's a lot of great aromatics in this one. I love that. And these are very new, right? Like we're pretty much close to an exclusive. I think they just came out this week, right?
I mean, we officially launched it last week. So.
I love it. Well, we're gonna pretend like Hey Gurl got the first taste,
Yeah.
but in my mind,
You're definitely the first podcast.
I love it. There we go. We're getting it. I love it. Do you mind if I ask? I don't know if it might be hard, but do you have a personal favorite out of the three?
So I do, but I'll give you two answers for this.
Okay.
So the first is the White Peach and Rosemary on its own is my favorite. It seems to feel like that's the crowd favorite, just on its own, simple mixer. But if you really want to get into cocktails, the strawberry and lemongrass is my favorite in cocktails. And this is going to sound weird, but it came out so amazing when I tried it. I put it in espresso martini. It was to die for.
Oh, nice. Okay. I wouldn't have even thought of that.
Yeah.
The espresso with the peach.
The strawberry.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll cut that out. Sorry. I asked a dumb question. Sorry. Just finish your story again, the espresso martini.
Yeah. So the second response to that would be, like the weird one I kind of did was I put the strawberry and lemongrass in the espresso martini, and it came out amazing. It was to die for.
I love it. Well, listen, honestly, I'm so excited and grateful for all of this, that you definitely came in today and contributed to our Goose Girl Valentine's Day cocktail series. So it's amazing. So with these three cocktails, do you think that we could pair each one of them with maybe a Valentine's Day mood? Like there's there's one for people in love, and then there's maybe one for some of us bitter single people, and then maybe there's one that's just like for people that just are spending it with a friend.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't know if we want to call them bitter, but I'm one of them. So I feel like I have a license to say that, what I mean? But my birthday is the day after Valentine's Day, so I try to focus more on my birthday personally to take away from any sort of preconceived notion of what I should be doing on Valentine's Day.
I mean, you're one of the lucky ones. If you were born on Christmas, it'd be
Yeah.
a discussion. Then
100%.
you get presents.
No, totally. I mean, and that's the thing. Like when people try to say, "Oh, your birthday's by a holiday," I'm like, it is, but it's not like that kind of like I think holiday. I think of Christmas, or New Year's or something where you could get lost in the shuffle on your birthday. I don't really think anybody cares that much that my birthday's the next day. It doesn't ruin their Valentine's Day plans. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I love it. So also, you were kind enough. What did you bring me? You brought me some stuff so we have some giveaways for our audience.
Yeah, I wanted to bring some giveaways for your audience. We got a couple things here. We have these really wonderful pride hats.
Love it.
Brand new LGBTQ plus Grey Goose shirts.
Love it.
We just had done. These are brand new. I don't think anybody else in the market's seen these yet.
Yes, we got them.
Some of these fabulous Grey Goose soda cans.
The tins, yeah. I love it. These are gorgeous. There's like a raised, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a raised goose on there, which is gorgeous.
Some Grey Goose cocktail shakers.
Yeah. And some new some of the new essence.
The new essences, yeah. And
I love it.
And we kind of just really wanted to drive home what Grey Goose was with these essences. And so, we really care about sustainability. Grey Goose is zero carbs, zero sugar. There's no sugar, glycerin added that some other brands might use to instill flavor, but we believe in just purity, highest quality, and that's why Grey Goose itself commands a super premium in the category. So
just in the realm of the LGBTQ community, I'm actually really curious. I noticed that this is the first time you guys are printing LGBTQ plus POS, and you have like the rainbow logo and whatnot, openly supporting the community. Can you tell us more about the decision to do it now? Why now, as opposed to before?
Absolutely. I think it comes down to just learning, right? It started out and we still are, we're very, very protective of the brand itself because we make Grey Goose for everyone. And that's inclusive of the LGBTQ plus community. So we didn't want to just always lean to one occasion or one demographic. We created everything in mind for everyone. We want everyone to be able to enjoy Grey Goose. But we're learning as well. So we saw how important marketing is and these sort of aspects in promoting and openly partnering with different communities. And multicultural and LGBTQ plus were to the forefront, very important to us. So we wanted to take a stab at it, do our run, and show everyone openly that we are friendly and we are partners. Well,
we welcome the support. Oh, I mean, I know I love it. I mean, I also know, you guys, at least from what I can recall, you don't do a lot of POS. Typically, you're very selective about the types of things that you do and the types of marketing that you create, correct?
Absolutely. Different brands, our portfolio actually regard that a little differently, but speaking to the Grey Goose brand specifically, Grey Goose has always wanted to be very elevated, very classy. They don't want things to get in the way of the messaging. We're super premium, we're pure, it's very elegant, and it's all natural. We wanted to always keep that messaging in line. So we're very selective of, the POS that's creative and how we go about it, because we're very protective of a super premium brand. Because the second you start doing things that are offbeat or off-brand too much, sometimes it can devalue a brand. I think everyone can agree to that. You always want to stick to your same messaging, because that's why people keep going to a brand, and not specifically to spirits, but anything. People want to trust in a brand and messaging. That's why they go to these name brands, and Grey Goose has always wanted to have that.
Sure. Well, the cocktails are great. I'm grateful for it. You guys, you definitely have to check them out. Check them out at www.heygurlpodcast.com, because these cocktails they're refreshing. They're easy to make, but they're not basic. Like,
Hey girl.
Hey girl, we're not basic up in here. This is, these are, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. I think, and you had kind of touched on it earlier too. It's what I wanted to do for these purposes. I wanted to create an opportunity for people to have an elevated cocktail experience at home.
I love that concept. I mean, I've always learned when I was a bartender, creating cocktails, designing cocktails, and doing cocktail competitions, it was less is always more.
Yeah.
You can have 10 ingredients in a drink, but does that make that drink better?
Right.
Like, you want what you're putting in the glass to shine. Like, allow yourself to taste each and every individual ingredient.
Well, listen, thank you so much. We definitely appreciate your time and generosity. I'm loving all the Gay Pride apparel, and I can't wait to do more with you in the future.
I'm excited too. Anytime you want to have me, I'm here.
All right, girl. Thanks. Cheers.
Bye.